everybody, and welcome. My name is Christina, and this is Life of Wine and Books. Today, as the title of this video implies, we are doing another junk journal page. And I am so excited to do this one with you. I'm mixing it up with a bunch of different things, and I think you're really going to enjoy what I have in store for you today. I am still trying to find the best lighting for this situation. I've tried moving my ring light onto the actual desk, so we're going to see if that works for this video. Now, first and foremost, how are we changing this up? Instead of going in chronological order like I have done with my past two spreads, I have decided to mix it up and go to the middle of my junk journal. Try something a little different. Additionally, instead of putting any paper down in the background, I'm going to be using just inks. So I have 4 different ink colors that I'm going to be using today, or Distress Oxides. I have Shabby Shutters and Mowed Lawn for green, and then I have Speckled Egg and Salty Ocean for blue. I did use my Cricut. I'm doing a Sokka and Suki layout this time from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I have 3 fan arts that I feel like kind of show the different ways that the couple love each other. They're very goofy and silly, but then they're also very sweet and affectionate. And this one, you can tell it is cut out all around. I used the print to cut feature again for this. I have, in addition to that, I cut out the symbols for the Earth Kingdom and the Water Tribe, and put them, I'm going to put them in the corners here. So this page will be blue, and then we're going to get like a blue-green blend in the middle, and then this page will be green. I also have these heart-shaped sticky notes, and I do have green and blue, so I might use those. I'm not sure. I threw them in just to play it safe. And then I also have this blue sparkly, I don't want to open it on here, like ink pen thing that came free with a scrapbook.com order. So I have that as a possibility as well. Let's start though with the inking, and for that I need my actual like stick to put these on. All right, let's take off. I usually just keep like a gray and a brown as a default, but that's not what we're working with today. So I'm going to start on the outsides. I am going to make sure I have the correct colors on the correct sides. And I'm going to start with the darker and move to the lighter colors. I am going to apologize now if the camera shakes at all. That is because you are attached to my desk, and there's not a whole lot. I have figured out how to fix that. So like I said, when I used Distress Oxides with my Evelyn Hugo page, you are going to want to hit all around to kind of activate the ink. It doesn't all settle in one place. And it's going to look like this. And then you're going to start in the corner and kind of work your way across. And you're going to start with the darker color here. So we're starting with the darker. I'm starting with the Salty Ocean. It's a little more brighter than I wanted, but you know, we're rolling with it. We're rolling with it, and you want to go in circular motions. And am I getting this on the page previous? I'm going to grab a scrap of paper. This is what I used for my print to cut. And I'm going to stick this under here so the ink doesn't really get on the previous page. That is purely optional, and that will also allow me to move all the way to the edge of the page without having to worry about inking any previous pages. So I'm going to go in this circular motion. And the more you work with an oxide, the better it's going to look, the more it's going to blend together. So I have this one here, and once again I apologize for any banging, any noise, and any shaking you might experience. And go all the way here, and it is kind of going into the perforation a little bit. I'm not too worried about the fact that I'm not using a background paper, because, you know, I'm like, well, the perforation could tear. Eventually I will do something on this previous page and this following page, and that will hold these perforations in place, I think. All right. So that looks good for this for right now. I'm not going to take the little foam head off quite yet. I have my speckled egg color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start down here. This is a much lighter color. Is this color even working? And I'm going to go right up to the edge. This is not, color is not working as well. Shouldn't need to be re-inked. I think it's just being difficult. I'm going to go right up to the edge of the salty ocean color. I'm not blending yet. That's the next step in this process. I'm just putting both inks down on the paper because you can see this clear delineation of the two. All right, and I want to make sure I get right to the edge, and I'm going to blend this into the green, the light green as well. So the light green is going to kind of come like this, and then this will be the dark green over here. All right, now that I have this speckled egg down, I'm going to go back to, I want to make sure I have the correct lids with them. I'm going to go back to this ocean, salty ocean, and I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to kind of work. I'm not going to get a whole lot of ink, but I'm going to work my way along the middle. So it's this middle area here. I'm kind of blending these two colors together, and you can still see this kind of clear delineation. So that's when I'm going to take this lighter color, and I didn't even put any ink on here, any oxides on here, and I'm just kind of easing my way over that line where the two meet, and that is creating a much softer blending of the two colors. And like I said, the more I work this, the better this is going to look, the more it's going to blend together. All right, so that is my blue side. Now let's focus on the green. I am going to take off this, and I'm going to start once again down in this corner here. I'm going to start in the corner with the darker color. It's a little brighter than I wanted, but that's okay because I want to make sure that I can see this, what I cut out as well. And I'm going to kind of bring this one up a little bit more. It's going to be kind of more like an L shape. So then that way I can have some blending along here. I'm not looking for anything perfect. I'm actually going to stick this in here so I can make sure I don't get ink on anything. Like I said, though, I'm not looking for anything to be super perfect, you know, perfectly symmetrical, anything like that. The purpose, I am so sorry about all of this shaking. I need to find a better setup for this. The purpose of a junk journal is that it's not supposed to look perfect. Alrighty. I think I'm kind of happy with how not quite that turned out. All right. And then once again, I am going to go right up to the line. So this Shabby Shutters green is going to fill in all of this space here. And then I'm going to go back and blend. And then I'm going to create like a little bit of a meet in the middle where it's both of those colors. This is much more neon than I was anticipating. I really should like swatch these, but it's fine. Alrighty. And finally, I said I wanted to do something in the middle to blend these two colors together. So these are the lighter colors, so I no longer need that foam head. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the blue and kind of smear it on this side, blend it onto this side. Alrighty. And then I want to take a little bit of the green and I want to blend it into this side. And then kind of blend everything into the middle. You can still see a little bit of that line. So I'm going to soften that up a little bit by working it a little bit more. Putting a layer of the blue on top. And then soften this up a little bit like that. And I think I'm going to put some pictures and everything here that'll cover up that perfectly. All right, so let me pause for a second while I put all of these inks away because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be done. Actually, I'm going to take a tiny bit more of the green. I'm not going to put any on there, but I want to use the correct foam applicator head and kind of do a once over one more time, and that is perfect. And that allows me, this paper here allows me to go all the way to the end of the page. So this is the foundation that we are working with. Like I said, I'm not going to put down any large pieces of paper here because I wanted to use this as the background and really let this color and this inking speak for itself. I don't need this anymore. This is done. All right. I want to start by putting down the Earth Kingdom and the Water Tribe symbols. So let's get those down first because I know where they want to go. And so it just makes sense if I know exactly where they want to go, and everything else kind of has that flexible, oops, sorry, that was rude of me. Everything else has that flexibility to go wherever I want it. Like it has, there's no specific spot I have in mind for it yet. It kind of makes sense to put down what I know I want and where I want it. All right. Got some adhesive stuck in between. That's okay. If I need to, I can get the Cricut tool out and kind of fish all that out. Alrighty, and then the spiral goes on, the end of the spiral goes on the bottom. Perfection. Okay, so we have the Earth Kingdom symbol down. That is a two-piece symbol. This, the Water Tribe, is one piece, which makes my life easier. I don't have to worry about assembly of any type, which is always lovely and easy. Alrighty. Fish out all of the stickiness. My hands are going to be sticky now. That's okay. That's okay. Crafting is messy. Perfect. So this is our foundation. This is what we are working with. And then I have these three pictures here, and I kind of like the idea This is blue and blue. I think that actually looks better because this kind of blends into that. And that's not the look I'm going for. And then this kind of blends in with that. And that's once again not the look I'm going for. And I do have these hearts. The question is, do I want to use one? I think I would put it here, and I think I would go with the green. Yeah, that blue is very similar to the background. So I think I would go, if I did use one, I would kind of put it like that. Okay, okay. That is a good place to start. And obviously I'm gonna stick that down more. Let me pause for a moment because I want to see if I have any stamps that would be fun to use with this as well. We are back and we have options, and they are some good ones. I did get 2 more inks out. I got the darkest brown blue I have, which is chipped sapphire, and then I have the darkest green that I currently have, which is rustic wilderness. And the stamps that I decided to go to with, I like this one here that says brave, sweet, kind, because I feel like that describes both Sokka and Suki. I really like these hearts, this chain of hearts here, and I kind of like the idea of putting it like kind of like that. So I have that as an option. I have my acrylic blocks. I have these hearts here, it's just a sheet of hearts, and I really like this outline one. So that is another option. And then finally, I like this XO right there. So lots of different options. I don't want to take them all off yet. But before we do that, now that I know what stamps I want, let's get everything else down. All right, let's start with let's do the XOXO. And I was thinking of at first doing it right here, but I'm actually thinking of putting it right down there. And the question is, what color do I want? I think I want to go with brown, actually. So a color I don't even have out, but that's okay. It's right here. Grab that XOXO. I have 2 acrylic blocks here, so how these stamps work is they are clear, and then you put it on this acrylic block. You can get the blocks on Amazon, and I think I'm going to put it right there. And what I like is that you are able to see the stamp before you put it down, so you can make sure it's where you want. I've tried using wooden block stamps in the past. I actually have one. Let me grab it. Should have one. This shows you how much I use them. I don't even know where it is, but I don't really use them, so I don't like it because you can't really see. You can't really see where you're putting anything down. Okay, so we have that XOXO. I'm going to put this away. I don't need this anymore. I'm not going to leave it out. I got it out literally for that one tiny little stamp. But it's a super small detail, but those super small details definitely add up. Next, I want to do that big, this. All right, I think I'm gonna have to use the bigger stamp. Yes, I'm gonna have to use the bigger acrylic block, which is filthy because I also use it to, figure out the best way to place it. To like mix inks and everything, Distress Oxides. Okay. I'm gonna go with the blue. Alrighty. Slide that slightly out of the way. You can see how well it's inked. I really need to clean this. You can see ink got on here, and I have ink all over my hand. Alright, and that's gonna go right here. And what's nice about being able to see also is if it doesn't come out exactly as you want and you need it to be darker, you can always go back and put more ink on and just overlay it one more time. And you just want to be careful, make sure everything is lining up how you want it. I kind of wanted something in there as well, but I feel like this is very ink heavy. Should I put the Brave Sweet Kind in there? I feel like I'm focusing all of my stamping. I like over here better with the dark green, but I still kind of want something there, but I definitely want something here. Okay, once again, I'm going to switch out. You can just use the same size acrylic block the whole time if you want. I don't like doing that personally. I like to have a smaller one if I can, because it gives me a little bit more control. All right, Brave Sweet Kind, I'm going to put right here. It bled ever so slightly. I have a feeling that is because I have ink underneath it, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, do I want more stamps? Well, I definitely want the hearts. I want this heart right here. I like the idea of this heart. I like the idea of doing it in dark blue on this side and dark green on that side to kind of tie in those different colors. So let's start with the dark green because that's what I have open already. I want to make sure when I'm using this one, because the middle is hollow, that I am not allowing ink to get in the middle. And I'm just going around. I don't want them all to look very linear. I don't want them all to look like they're facing the same, they have like the same little tiny angles on them. Some of them I'm gonna let be a little more faded. I really should have put that one like right there in the middle. That's okay. And that one can go there. And then I think I'm gonna put one like going off the bottom of the page. Maybe like one like here going off the top here and there. All right, so that is the green side done. Now let's switch it over. You guys couldn't even see everything I was doing. That was on me. Sorry. You want to check if you're switching inks colors and using the same stamp that the stamp is clean and doesn't have the previous color on it. I definitely want to make sure I'm not making anything look like it's in a line or anything like that. And that's also in relation to how it looks on the other page. And do one more right there. All right, now I still feel like this needs more. What exactly is that more going to look like? Your guess is as good as mine. I do have tiny little hearts, but I feel like we've kind of exploded the hearts all over here. I think what I want is some texture of some sort. I want a different type of texture. And let's pause while I try to figure out what that texture will look like. A solution has been found. First, I have these adorable washi tape. I have little hearts. I know I said I didn't want more, but you know. Then I have these two blues. I have just like this kind of solid. It has a little bit of a pattern, but it's very hard to see even in person. And then I have this chevron here. And I like this chevron because it reminds me of what they would wear in the Southern Water Tribe. So I don't know why. It's just a weird connection I'm making in my head. So I think I'm going to go with that one first. I've never used this washi tape. That's wonderful. And I think I'm going to put it, it's going to end up covering this heart, but that's okay. And I'm going to kind of go like this. I'm going to lift up this. And I don't lets me lift up this. And you're probably saying to yourself, Christina, this is why you should do washi before you do other things. And I'm saying to you, you are absolutely correct. And you don't need to be a know-it-all. All right, so we have that washi tape there. And then I think I'm gonna put this one. This one I originally was gonna put here, but I think that there's a lot going on over here, so I'm going to put it, take this washi. Have I used this one? I don't know if I've used this one, because I feel like it only really works in like a vertical sense. I'm gonna put it on right, like barely covering there. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. And then the other thing I grabbed were these gemstones here. They're super cute. They somehow ended up in my buy nothing bin, and I'm definitely not getting rid of them. I have one more. Put it down there. Gonna draw your eye to that little XOXO. That would be a easy detail to miss, honestly. And then the last thing I'm gonna do after I put this away is I was going to use this blue sparkle pen. Where'd my blue sparkle pen go? Blue sparkle pen. I feel like this is enough sparkle though. However, I do want a little bit of splattering, just like we did on our rent layout right back here. You can see the splatters on here. I'm not going to smear them as much. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm first going to take a piece of paper and cut it to kind of fit to cover most of that. That's the first objective. And then the second objective is using this paper to cover here. So that kind of limits where the covering, where everything is going. And then I'm going to get my Cruddy ink block, or my Cruddy stamping acrylic block. And I'm going to kind of just do the same thing I did before, put a little bit of blue on there. Then take my watercolor brush right here, drop a few drops onto there and mix it up so I get like a dark blue ink, and then just kind of go like that. So you can see why I wanted the picture covered. With my rent one, I really didn't care as much, but with this one I have a vision, and that vision doesn't involve not getting ink on it. Okay, that looks great. That actually looks wonderful. I'm going to very carefully do that because I don't want it to smear. So I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to grab my tissues, clean up a little bit of this, wipe that down, wipe the dark blue off. All that's happening off camera. Don't worry, nothing too exciting's happening. Then I'm going to take, it's kind of a big scrap. That covers enough of it to get the job done. Watch, it's going to get green all over there and it's going to drive me crazy. All right, so once again, wrong ink block, acrylic block, whatever block it is I'm using. Do that. No, that is too much. That's okay. That's how it should have looked. Like, I don't know what's up with my blue. Drop a few drops. Smear it around. This is again why this silicone mat is so great as well. Nothing's getting on my desk. I worked hard to clean off this desk. I want it to stay nice and clean. How's that look? I'm gonna regret doing this maybe. No, I'm just tapping. I'm not doing anything too spectacular. Okay, that's done, and this got on black or in this green, which I actually don't really care. I can't even tell actually. So once again, I'm gonna clean this up. I just keep a roll of toilet paper in my office because I use it when I color. But I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna wipe this off. I really need to like deep clean this. I wonder if I can put this in like the dishwasher because it is nasty. And it's just covered with all sorts of ink and everything. All right, I think this needs a little more blue. Does this need more blue? Splotchies. It's hard to tell. You can see them in person. This side has much more green. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little more blue. I'm gonna try the smaller ink pad. See if that gets me a little bit of a better coverage. It's not. I don't know why my chipped sapphire is being so difficult, but that's okay. Once again, we're familiar with this process. Squeeze, maybe. There's water in there. I'm looking at water. Might not be enough. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. I'm going to try to steer clear of the picture because I didn't cover it this time. I did get a little bit on the previous page, but that's okay too. Oops, got some on Suki. Can't really tell. Alrighty. That is it. I think I am done. Oh, I need to put the date. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I need to put the date. What is today? Today is March 6th. Perfect. I film these really far in advance. Just so you know. I film these like super far in advance. Just when the mood hits, I do one and I film it. And then that way I have some ready. Okay. I think I'm going to do it on this side. And so I think I'm going to use the dark green. I have this here. I'm going to use, okay, so it is March. I hope if I totally, this is what happened last time. I had it facing the wrong way. 6th, 2024. I'm trying to find the best place to put this. I'm going to use the dark green. I'm going to put it right down here. March 6th, 2024. I thought it said 2026 for a minute and I about had a coronary. All right, so yeah, this is the final product here. And as you can see, I did no paper background. I used the Cricut. I used some nice, lovely gems. I might leave this open to dry. And then this was all, what is that? I think some glue got wet. It looks like, that's fine. So this is the final product. I have some beautiful fan art of Sokka and Suki. I used the washi tape. I did some stamping. I used the Cricut. I did a ton of inking, and I have these adorable little rhinestones that I was about to get rid of, but I found a good use for them, along with these super cute, I almost said, yeah, they are sticky notes. These super cute sticky notes. So thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for more junk journal content, and check out all my other videos as well. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!